game, I tried to look up what the playtime on it was, and it said it was like 2 hours and or so minutes, and left off, I think we just finished, yeah, we had just finished Milton's story. I think Milton's the artist, and he just disappeared one day. That's how he, if you want to see his story, or any of these other stories, like Gregory, Gus, any of them, Calvin, Barbara, any of their stories, just go back, like, to my channel, and just watch the other videos that are on my channel, and you'll be able to see everyone's story. So far, it's been a great game, though. Like, it's been absolutely amazing. We still have, I think we have Sanjay. I know we have Dawn, but Dawn is going to be later on. I can kind of tell there's like kind of a pattern here. Edie is 2010, Dawn's 2016, Lewis is 2010. So I feel like Lewis and Edie are kind of gonna be together. Okay, so that makes a little more sense. Kay and Sanjay are both kind of leaves, so they're just little. I think they were their wives, wife and husband, or something like that. So let's just hop right in. Yeah, Milton, right here. Little artsy boy. Yeah, if you wanna watch any of that, just go back and check my other streams out. And
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
that's the little room he painted, I guess.
Whatever Milton had found out.
I remember that in the last episode. That kind of makes me think, like, did she do something very bad? But, like, what happened?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Wait. So Edie's somebody else. Edie isn't... Is Edie the grandma? Edie was old. Oh my gosh, I just noticed that. Word. She lived to be almost 100. Yeah. 7-ish. 1917 to 19... Dang. That's insane. So, I think Donna's the mom. Yeah. I think
After
Edie...
he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Okay, so I think Donna's the mom. I think that's what it was. Ooh, this is... That's not bugged. It is bugged. I'm gonna shut up and let you guys enjoy the rest of that.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
That's the storybook. So, I guess here's how Lewis... Oh, it happened. Okay, cool.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
That's really cool.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis-topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Freaking Mario.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Whoa. He lost his mind too.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her electric sitar.
Like the sound of
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
whoa.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who insisted on advising me. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
No, I don't want to.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Dang.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Well. Okay. Now that.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Gotta keep her going.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Dang.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
You mean to tell me Edie being almost 100 years old, in her 90s, lived on the tallest part of the house, very tippy, way up there, versus down there, way up there, climbed all of that every day to get to here. Now that's a woman. That's a woman who's got some got some guts, you know? Good lord. Tiny.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Okay.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning.
Oh,
okay?
no. Oh, no. Oh, God. He killed her mother. Oh, no.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Dang.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Wait a minute. Oh. 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 Dang. Good lord. Well, that was the end of that. Good lord. That's insane. Aw. That was insane, y'all. So even the one who was like exploring the house and finding all the stories and writing in the storybook. Gosh. Dang. I don't know. I don't know what to say. That was a really, really good game. Hello, viewer who just joined. I apologize, but the stream is legit, like, the game's like over. If you want to go back and, I guess, watch it from the beginning, that was the last couple of chapters and the last couple of stories. That was crazy. Wow. So I think I'm I guess after that, that little bit at the end, maybe that was the sun, perhaps? Dang. A really good game though. I'd highly recommend it to anyone who I guess is looking into a really good story-driven game, and I guess like I said last stream, get your initial response to it, because it really makes you think. It really makes you think how people like live their life on a psychological aspect. Wow. After the credits and stuff, and I'll end the stream, a moment to take it all in. Crazy. If you guys wanna, I guess, stop the stream anywhere while these credits are rolling, can, and get who, guess who, game and all that stuff. Wow. Crazy. I guess, I guess I'm gonna end the stream here. I apologize that it's a bit of a shorter stream. I think going on about 30-ish minutes right now. Yeah, that was just crazy, like, insane. I know I keep saying, you know, it over and over again. You just don't know what people are going through. I know this had a much deeper meaning. The story in itself was super deep. It was like super like, intricate, and just the way that the house is like a maze of rooms and different passageways, and you know, it makes you think, could that be its way of saying that you can live your life and you could take these different passageways, and those are like the different choices that you make? I might be reading a little too much into it, but that's just the way that I feel. But I think my favorite story probably, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say it was probably Sam's. Sam's story right in the middle. I think him, maybe Odin. Odin's was pretty cool. You also gotta think though, some of these people shape the lives for other people. Absolutely insane. So Sam and I think it wasn't Edie. I, I, I wanna, or is that person not on here? I'm trying to figure out who Sam went camping with, or whatever with. Cause he was the hunter dude. He was the dude taking pictures of his daughter. I can't remember who it is though. I apologize. Maybe I think it's Kay? Or no. I think Kay was Walters? I don't know. But and on that note, I've been blabbering a little too much. I'm gonna end my stream here. If you all enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and if you like enjoy this type of stuff, I'm probably gonna be streaming maybe a different game and just a little bit, maybe tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm still trying to figure everything out, trying to get back into the streaming, which I'm doing okay with, I want to say, because right now I don't have a whole lot of recording gear to be able to make actual videos and stuff like that, which I apologize for. But I guess I'm just starting out. If we, get up there, cool. I'm enjoying it. I hope everyone else is enjoying it. And I guess I'm just gonna be doing different types of games. I'm also gonna be streaming Alien Isolation. Not sure which one it is, but yeah. I'm also gonna be streaming that, I guess. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Subscribe, hit that like button, and all the good stuff, and I guess I will see you in the next one.